Hey everybody, I wanted to take this chance to show you some things that I've done to the motorcycle. Just some modifications that I've made to make it a little more comfortable, a little bit nicer for taking long trips. So I'm just going to walk around and show you what we've done so far, and if I have time I'll tell you about some ideas that I have for making more changes. So I'll get right to it. First thing we did is we had this backrest made, or actually to begin with we just had this bracket here made, and we just had a couple holes put in this bracket that holds things for traveling. I don't know what you'd call this piece. So we had this made, and then had it painted the same color, and then downtown here, they fashioned this support, this backrest cushion, and I think it looks pretty good. Colors match, and it's not top quality, but for 30 bucks it's not bad. Everything else that they sell on eBay and online costs anywhere between 200 and 300 bucks, so I think we got a pretty good deal. We're paying 30 bucks, even though it's not top of the line. Beyond that, I also took the license plate, which used to be mounted down here, it used to hang down here, and I moved it up there. And I took this reflector, which used to be there, and I just moved it up there. And this way, when rocks fly up here, it won't bend the plate like it had before. I mean, every time I was riding out the dirt roads, I'd come back with the plate just bent straight up. I also made this bracket here, just for some extra support for it. Had some spare metal laying around, just some scrap, and I made that real quick. It's longer here because I made it to use with the El Salvador plate we're going to get. Because El Salvador plates are really big, they hang down this far. So hopefully the next few days we'll have our new plate. And alright, let's keep moving. Beyond the plate and the backrest, underneath the motorcycle, on the back fender here, I made some changes just actually to give it a little more protection. And here's what I did. If you look up underneath the back fender, you'll see this piece of plastic which didn't come from the factory. And what happens is the turn signals here, the wires for them run right underneath the fender, and they just hang out here. And my fear was that if we kicked up a rock, it was going to grab one of those wires and bust it and just make problems for us if we were traveling. So I just fashioned this little piece of plastic, slid it in between a couple other pieces of plastic, and then bolted it back down. And then just yesterday, I added this piece of plastic here, which doesn't look the best, but it's basically just to give protection to the tail light, because it comes in through the back right there and then goes out to the back side right there. So that's something else that we did, and I'm just waiting to buy a couple screws to plug in these holes here to hold that all in place, because right now it's a little bit loose. So that's what I've done. And come back up the top side here. Besides that, the other day, well, when we take it for a long drive, my hands get tired after a couple hours. So what I did is I took an old bicycle tube and I cut it down and I rolled it up as tight as I could, like this, and then I stuck a wire through the handlebars and then tied the wire to this rubber and then pulled it back through the handlebar like this, so that there's a chunk of rubber like this that sits in the handlebars, and hopefully that will help cut down on some of the vibration. The only bad thing was I had to cut off the ends of the grips here, which isn't a big deal. I'm planning on buying some anti-vibration end weights anyways. It just looks a little crappy for the time being, but hopefully it'll help out when we take long trips anyways. Besides that, let me think what else we did. The latest thing that I did was I made what they call the PVC mod, and basically I think I found it on eBay or on some website online, I forget what it was. Basically you just take a chunk of PVC and you find a way to mount it to your bike. So I actually found this piece of PVC laying in the street, so I cut it down to size and had to buy these caps for it. Made these brackets from some scrap metal that were laying around. The nice thing about it was I didn't have to make any holes in the motorcycle. I just used existing screws, and you just use this for additional storage. So if you go around here to the other side of the motorcycle, the whole thing like works on suction. So there's a little screw here at this end, and you just take the screw out like this. It's a little shorty. Just take that screw out, Then you can go back to the other side. Get down here on the ground. Hold on to it, and it pulls right out. And then you store a spare tire and a bunch of tools. And it just slides right in. And that way it doesn't take up luggage space in our backpack and other bags. And I cut this little groove here because the nut sticks out underneath there. But it works out. It makes it easier for lining stuff up. And it just slides back in. You push all the air out, put your screw back in, and you're good to go. So that's what we've done so far. The motorcycle, look at the speedometer, look at the pack. It's got just a little over 1,400 miles on it. And we'll see where we go next, what other trips we take. But we're getting close to halfway to the next oil change. So that's kind of what we've done so far. Hoping to do a few more things, but don't want to spend much money doing it. So if you have any other ideas you want to send me, that would be great.
I love Red Ava.
So that's what we've done. It's been fun working on it. It gives me something to do when I'm bored or if I need to take my mind off something. And it's also fun to take it for a spin down the gravel road here. It's just outside just down from the church. So yeah, that's it for now, and we'll talk to y'all later.